Hey everyone, I'm Jeff, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Everyday Old Man Adventures. In the next following clip, you're going to see me do some maintenance on a battery on my 80 series Land Cruiser. It's actually a 1996 LX450. So I hope you watch the videos, and here we go. Hey, good morning everyone. Yeah, it's a pretty beautiful day outside out here in Oregon today. Hard to believe that it's January time frame, middle of January. It's supposed to be in the 50s today, if you can believe it or not. Anyway, gonna be working on this girl right here. This is my 1996 Lexus LX450, or 80 series Land Cruiser. So had this truck about 5 years now, built the bumpers and put on the lift and do most of the stuff myself. Today's issue is we've been having kind of a hard start issue. And if you look down here in this cable, see how that cable's loose? The other thing is you can see that there's some corrosion and stuff behind it. So you need to take out this bolt, clean up this whole connection, and then we'll reinstall it, make sure it's tight, and then I shouldn't have a battery issue anymore. Yeah, anyway, that's what we got going on. And if you check this out, this so I built this front bumper. It's got a 9,000 pound Warn winch on the front. If you notice, as I built it, I put in two receivers in the front. The bumper kit itself is from Northwest Trail Innovations, so it's a flat pack. They do have the stuff, like if you notice down here, like this is already bent and curved, the tray, but then you weld up the rest of it yourself. Anyway, I installed those. I do flat tow this behind my RV, and that's why it's like that. Scavenged the old ooh, that's bright. Scavenged the old roof rack here off of Facebook Marketplace a couple years ago. Same thing, built the rear bumper, dual swing outs, added the receiver to the back of it, and I make these gull wings. So if you need a set of gull wings for an 80 series, that way you don't have to get, grab your stuff. You don't have to open up the swing outs in the back. Makes it way nicer. So anyway, let me put this camera down for a minute and get some tools, and we'll work on that battery cable. All right. One of the things you'll notice is that I like to use these military terminals. I can make up my own battery cables in and bolt to it. As a terminal wears out, it's not cast into the end of the battery cable. You can change them out periodically. Because of the throw of this bolt, you can bolt on multiple layers, basically, of battery connections if you need to, and all that kind of stuff. What you didn't see on this is right behind this there's a battery cutoff switch that I should probably turn off. There, it's off beforehand, and then that way can't have any arky sparky. But yeah, you can probably start to see that. Starting to see all that build. And if I can pull this bolt back far enough, there we go. We're going to clean up the end of that guy. I think the end of that lead, the easiest thing to do is use a little brush here. That looks pretty good. I'll brush off this terminal. Get this side good. Oh, that looks pretty good. One of the things that I should have done with this that I didn't, I'm also going to take a file. I don't know if you can see the back of that. See how kind of dirty that is? Anyway, take this file, clean that up just a little bit. Anyway, one of the things that I should have done, which I didn't do when I installed these, and I knew better, was I should have put some carbon grease on it. And I'll show you what that is. It's kind of like black goo. The carbon means that it will pass electrical current, but the grease part means that it will exclude it from oxygen, and means that it won't that's not perfect, but that's a lot better. Anyway, we'll exclude it from oxygen, and that means that it won't oxidize, so you'll lose connection. Should clean the grease up on this a little bit too. Probably, I don't know if you see it in the video, but there's like massive amounts of dust coming off this thing. Just all that oxidation, and that's what will limit your electrical connection. So here's the carbon grease. Comes in this little container, and that's the real reason that I'm wearing gloves. A little of this stuff goes a long ways and creates a huge mess. So let's get the brush out here. So what we'll do is we'll just paint this terminal, and that'll be enough on both sides. We don't need to paint the other sides of stuff. I'll put a little of that on there. We'll paint this side a little bit, where the nut goes. See if we can get set inside the eye there a little. Okay, that's all you need. And I just touched my finger with it. Like I said, it makes a huge mess. So let's get this out of the way before it does make a mess. Slide our terminal back on. There we go. Clean this guy up just a little bit. Okay. And we'll thread the nut back on. Get that out of the way. Get that out of the way. Nope, won't fit. Get it all tightened up. Now we can turn the batteries back on, and then we have the joy of going through and reprogramming everything again inside. You know, just like the radio, that kind of thing. Fortunately, this thing's old school enough that it doesn't have a whole bunch of computers and stuff on it. It's got some modules and stuff, but it's pretty easy and straightforward. What I do want to do is we get close to tightening it up here, so I'm going to pick that battery cable up so it's not touching that other post. In fact, what if we stick this guy underneath it to kind of be a spacer? There we go. Maybe. Oh, I know what we can use. We can use the file. There we go. Now it can't lay down any closer. I just don't want it to rub through that other terminal on the battery, or the bolts to the terminal. Getting tight. There we go. Now we're getting snug. Let's pull this out of the way. Oh yeah. I don't know if you can see that, but I'll do it from this side. Now it's not moving. Should be pretty good. So let me clean up a little bit before I get carbon grease everywhere, and then we'll start her and test it out. All right, I got the that was the battery switch I was talking about. Got the battery switch turned back on. Let's give it a whirl here. See what happens. Oop. Sorry. Still trying to figure out how to do this whole like everything. Let's see. Hey, that worked. Battery voltage is showing charging. Sounds good. Everything appears to be running all right. Yeah, see, I already put carbon grease on that one before, on the other batteries. You can see it on that one. I don't know why on the main battery I never did. On this particular vehicle, you start to see some wiring all over the place, like over there. That's the secondary battery system that I have. Basically what I've got going on is that the primary battery, I left everything that was factory runs off this battery. Every other electrical component that I've added to the vehicle, I've added off this secondary battery and then I have them split through a smart charger and a battery switch. So that way, you know, any issue I have of with electrical stuff or any other problems I have, I can just isolate the switch, and I haven't screwed with any of the factory wiring or any of that stuff. Anyway, so it makes it nice, makes it pretty easy to troubleshoot, and you're not cutting up factory harnesses and all that stuff. And man, it's bright out here today. Anyway, here's a quick look on the inside when I talk about like other battery stuff. So like that fuse box there, as you can see, you know, winch, radio, bumper lights, GPS, like there's all that different stuff that's plugged into the unit. You know, there's the radio. I've got one of those cheap Chinese CarPlay, different head unit in it. It's kind of a cool addition. I did have a buddy 3D print me a little spot back there that plug-in is added to, and that was where the factory clock was. So that's where I have the CarPlay, the phone chargers hooked to it, and then that's what one of those little units looks like down there. That replaces the original cigarette lighter. But then I didn't even have to run new power to that one. That was off the original clock bezel, so it's that's being powered by the clock, and it's got enough amperage. It's only a 5-volt fuse, but it's got enough to charge both phones and use the CarPlay. You know, typical torn up Land Cruiser interior like that one. You know, this one, the dog decided to eat the seat. You know, got the baker's rack up there with, you know, all the stuff on it. And yeah, anyway, it's kind of our little hunting and venture rig, all of that kind of stuff. Oh look, I can just talk to you via reflection. Oh. Yeah, so all right, one project down for the day. Well, what do you guys think? Was that a good enough explanation of my truck? Do I have any other 80 series enthusiasts out there? Anybody interested in Gull Wings? I have a couple sets for sale that I've made. It's kind of a DIY kit. I should probably add that to the channel one of these days. But yeah, any other adventure off-roaders? I'm always looking to learn new stuff from new people and check out others' experience. Throw me a comment down there. Let's talk about it. Let's see what we can come up with, and if anybody has any new ideas or better ideas, or just any questions about how I set up the dual battery system or how I use it or what I have hooked to it. I'd really appreciate your comment. All right, have a great day, and see you on the next video.